What's up guys, I'm Frenzy, welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with omglisk, or omglisk, castle level 17, so I'll jump into it on my knight. Let's see where he's at. Alright. So there's no spotting here, except it really doesn't matter. I don't mind that there's no spotting, just because this specific group of mobs, it doesn't really matter which one I target. Although you do have points to throw in a spotter, so you could do that to just... The only benefit that it would really be is I could stand here with my archer and headshot one of the Cyclopses down before he actually starts coming towards me. You can pretty much do the same exact thing even with a spotter. You know, you just have that little bit of a delay where he's running after you. But I don't mind it too much. This is a pretty good time waster though. I think that's pretty good. Alright. What I would like more is you have this kind of being this straight room, and what I would like more if you're going to have time waster things like this is have them come around a corner, you know, pull them through the wall or something. I mean, obviously that's not the best group to pull through the wall, but if you're going for time wasting, you could do this with a more dangerous group, pull it through the wall, and it would take the same amount of time. Another good time waster here. Alright, keep going. I'm not really a fan of the straight room, obviously. I mean, it's very... Oh, that's good. Alright, so, this could be set up a little bit better. Obviously, it's working, and it's throwing me into two groups. And I may have some troubles with it, even, you know, without, but I think I'll be okay. But the main thing that I was seeing is that, I got thrown, and I got thrown over to here, except the Cyclops weren't close enough to hit me while I was already on the ground. And you want them to be able to do that, because now I'm just kind of running away from the Cyclopses, getting pulled away from the Cyclopses mostly, until everything else is dead, and I didn't even have to use a potion there, and I fought, you know, two groups of enemies. And I'm within the level range that could loot you. So, you have to make it work a little bit better. When I'm being thrown to here, you want to have a slight delay on your Cyclopses, over in this area and this area, that are within the aggro circle, that they can come down and smash me, both on each side or something. And that way you'll deal that extra burst damage when I'm doing this. Or you could switch it out for Stairmasters and go for a kill zone. The problem is you didn't really have anything to continue. You had this set up here, and you have another springboard trap here, but you don't have anything behind it to continue the springboard trap if that's what you're going for. So either remove this and put a damage dealing trap there, or add a hunger bot so it continues the pull. Alright, now your castle starts to go towards the top side here. We'll see if it, angles back around soon or not. Okay, it looks like this might just be a fake room, and I'm kind of okay with this, but let's double check. Okay, it's not a fake room, never mind. It goes down towards the south here, so this is good. Couple fake snotters. They're kind of obvious that they're fakes. I would much prefer this guy to have a spotter though. As an archer I could headshot it, as a knight I can kind of do this, and he gets 2 attacks in. And that just changes it because a lot of people will use their lashing flame on the spotter, or the archer will probably just shoot it, but it adds a little bit of time that your Pete Poundmore's alive. Another good time waster here, though. Again, you have good tanky units throughout your castle, which is probably making it so people aren't able to get through super easily. I would prefer the Bone Puppeteer to the Hunger Bot. I don't think the Hunger Bot really does much here. Alright, we'll continue. And then it looks like boss room. I don't really like the Dr. Skull almost regardless of what he's on. I believe the only difference between a Dr. Skull heal and a Puppeteer heal is the area of effect. So I don't really think that like this large of an area of effect is really necessary without it being in the boss room. And I mean, I've said it a couple times where I don't really think it's worth it to have a Dr. Skull, which is half the supply of an entire circle, when it's only on support, you know? The Raising Hell, the first thing that raises skeletons, that one's okay at lower levels. I like using Dr. Skulls at that level, but not really later on. I hardly will ever like seeing, and I hardly ever see a difficult room that has a Dr. Skull in it later on, unless it's the boss room sometimes. And then we have a nice high-level Count Nottingham here, which, I mean, I should have won after the healer beforehand, and he would already be dead at this point, but alright. So not too bad of a castle. A couple little changes you could make here and there to maybe make your, you know, maybe some more pulls to the walls would probably add a little bit more to the timer, and that way, you know, it would just be even better with the already kind of time-wasting castle that you have going here. So we'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, for number 2 we have Texy, castle level 23. I'll use my archer, jump into it here. There's not much you can do to kind of save that Defendatron from getting shot down unless you have a spotter in front, and I don't think you have enough points to be able to do that. So I think this group is overall fine. Other archers won't be able to... I feel like this just looks familiar to me. I'm not quite sure why. It's a little bit different than the one that I had set up, though. Actually, I think this is my older version of what I had set up. I put something like this in my castle right after the patch came out, when, you know, spike traps are actually dealing decent damage. And I've changed it since then. I've done a defense video since then where I have a Stairmaster here and a archer using bear traps, and if you get pulled by it, it's 100% kill to me. It does 2800 damage. Won't kill knights, but for a one group pull, I think that's a pretty decent amount of damage regardless. The problem is its success rate at actually pulling the person is close to nothing. I think I've killed maybe 2 people in it since I put it in, and, you know, out of countless attackers. Alright, so this room's very similar to what I had set up. I don't know if you had a group in the middle. I actually just don't remember if there actually was one. I think there was just a Snotter. Or actually there was. There was a Cyclops. Anyway, I've changed that up a little bit as well. And then maybe a Mega Mutton? Nope. Just a Cyclops. These look like they're kind of empty groups. This was... Oh, no, there it is. Alright, never mind. I was going to say there was, you know, an elite missing, basically. But okay. I think there are, like, better situations that you could use Scorpios in. The way I look at the game right now, if I was, you know, wanting to be a super exploiter, I would use all Scorpios. Like, Scorpios are what make defenses doable at this point. You have to have a certain number of them, or I don't think that you can really defend on a decent basis. So I try to use 5 or 6 at most in my entire castle out of, you know, however many groups of minions I have. And generally I'm only using elites, so I try to use them in the best spots possible. Generally when they're pulling either onto a trap or pulling onto, like, into another group of minions is the way I like to use Scorpios. Alright, so this is kind of an older room of mine. I've recently taken it out because Volley was just doing too much damage. I could pull this entire room because there's no elites in it besides the Pete Poundmore. I could kill Traps and Volley and everything would die, and I've recently kind of changed this room out because of that. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to. The thing is, the room that I changed it to isn't working well either, so I'm getting ready to probably do another live castle building video in the next coming days. I'll be recording it and it should come out sometime next week, or maybe late this week, not exactly sure. At least the first part of it. It might take me a little while because I might be doing upwards of 4 rooms, just starting from scratch. I think I only really like 2 rooms of mine. Alright, so this one you have a double pull kind of going on. It seems like the Stairmasters were a little bit delayed on their attack. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but I guess the double pull kind of got me, but it didn't do any damage. So you either want to set it up so the double pull is going to, you know, do the damage of 2 Stairmasters, or you just want to have the standard 3 Stairmasters and hope someone falls for it once in a while. I only have this in my castle because it's good against knights, although I'm looking to probably change it out because the room is so weak these days. Like, the shape of that room just doesn't work really well anymore. I would much rather have just a random Stairmaster pull in another part of my castle. Maybe it's a little less effective, but if it's a longer room, then it takes longer to get through, so I'm okay with it. Alright, and then for the boss, okay, we have the standard. So, I mean, there's not much that I can say about this because a lot of the stuff I used to use, there's not really anything bad. The only things that I've said is the rooms that I've changed currently, they'll work for you for a while, and they'll work decently, but I think that there's things that could work better. As I've been watching replays more and more, I've kind of learned where the weak spots are. And, you know, there's a couple different changes that I've already made in one of my latest defense videos. I don't know, it came out like a week or 2 ago, a week and a half ago, probably 2 weeks when this video comes out. So, I mean, if you want to see the changes that I've made, you can take a look at that video. I don't know if you've already watched it or not. And, you know, maybe some of those changes will help you as well. So we'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, for number 3 we have Trapstar. His castle level's a 20. I'm going to try it on my level 19 knight, just because I want a little bit more of a challenge than doing it on my archer. So we'll see if I'm able to take this on. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult. There's not all that much different between the 2 levels. Alright, so well, I was expecting a Scorpio. Okay, so it's just a hunger bot. Generally, every time someone uses this room as an opener, there's some sort of a pull through the mobs, either a Scorpio or a hunger bot. So I kind of expected it. I think this is good. The thing is, I have to look at the rest of your castle to know if maybe I would prefer this to be later on in your castle. The thing that I've noticed, and pretty much everyone is noticing, is that when you enter a castle, that's when you're the most careful. And then as things go on, you don't want to waste more time, and you don't want to take things slowly anymore. You want to get through it. You know, this timer's ticking down, and you're like, what if I don't make it? And I don't want to waste all this amount of time if I don't get any treasure out of it, and all that sort of thing is going through your head as you're running this castle. And you get a lot more relaxed towards the later rooms. So with these pulls that you're trying to pull multiple people, you know, like this, I almost prefer using them later on in the castle, and it might be something where you can switch out a room here and kind of rearrange your castle a little bit. Looks like you have maybe the same setup, except this room's just going, you know, down towards the bottom right instead of bottom left. But we'll see. Yeah. Alright, this one had a Zeke. I do like the Zeke in this situation. Normally I don't like pulling them around and through corners, but if I go up and try to engage the Zeke on a corner, I pull a bunch of extra mobs, so I do like that. I ended up getting pulled by this. And unfortunately I didn't pull the bad dog, but that's okay, I can just kind of kill this Pete Poundmore now. Or get really close to killing him. Although the heals are annoying. So I like the heals. I'm not sure which group the heal was with. I'm guessing it was with this group here because the Defendatron's linked to it, and I think you had the bad dog with the Pete Poundmore. But this is a pretty good group. I mean, it's about the same that you had in your last room. There's a few small changes, but I think it works pretty much the same. Alright, then we have this one. I'm guessing this pulls through the wall like mine down in here. That's what it seems like, that positioning. It's right on the edge. Yep. Yours is a little different than mine. You use a lot more trash mobs than I like to use in my castles. I would say if you're having struggles with archers that use volley, you should probably, you know, switch it out for more elites. the whole reason why I use so many elites in my castle is because I think trash mobs are just... I think everything beyond a trash mob, or everything beyond an elite is a trash mob to me, because it all dies in one-shot volley, at least to my archer. Lower DPS archers won't one-shot, like hunger bots won't one-shot Cyclops. Sorry, I was confused because that one hunger bot dropped 3 health globes, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how this works. I know one of my viewers there, I don't remember who exactly, but was saying something about the time the person is aggroed or something like that might have something to do with it, and that made sense because I took forever to kill that hunger bot, and he dropped 3 health globes. It's interesting. That would make tank mobs like really bad in the next patch when hit points get nerfed. I don't know. I'll have to do a lot of studying on that and see if I can figure out exactly what causes health globes to drop. I can do it, you know, just running my own castle and do a bunch of tests. But anyway, that's not what we're doing today. But if I ever figure it out, I'll let you guys know. We'll do a video on it or something. So I like this room for something like this, and I almost died. However, I waited until they were about to attack, so I only think I went through, like... I went through more than 3 bubbles, but I don't think I went through 6. Which would have been 2 from each Stairmaster, and I think that probably would have killed me. They do about, like, 250 to 400 damage, depending on if it crits. Alright, good little time waster here. So see, like, this is a situation where if I don't kill this crab forever, should it drop a bunch of health globes? Well, it dropped 1. Like this guy right here. Like, if I just let him live for a while, will he just, like, drop 30 health globes at some point? I can just kind of carry him with the castle, and whenever I need to heal, I'll just kill him off. That would be ridiculous. Alright, I'm gonna kill this thing and see. Yeah, it didn't drop any. I don't know, maybe it's... I think he said something like it's based on damage as well. I don't know. I'll have to do some studying and figure it out sometime. Take another look at the comment. Alright, so this group itself, I think these guys were on a headshot. I don't really know, like, hunger bots plus archers seems weird to me because you're pulling them closer to the... Well, this makes more sense now. Now that I see the springboard trap, everything changes. So I think that's fine. You have archers, and if you get hit by the springboard trap, then you get thrown into the boss room, I'm guessing. Which is 2 Scorpios and a Zeke. The thing is, when we're talking about Scorpios, I actually really strongly believe that the Scorpios that are on this specialization are pretty weak. And I'm missing every one of these. Oh my god, how am I missing these? Alright, well I'm just gonna go in this corner and abuse the corner because I'm a knight. I can do that. Well, sort of. But anyway, I think these guys are weak only because of the fact that the actual damage comes from the bites, not from the... Like, that did 88, but a bite will do 234. So, they bite less when they're hitting you back away from the Scorpio, right? So I feel like all you're really going for with the pinball strike is to help your Zeke hit. So you really probably only need 1 Scorpio. But I'm trying to think what would be good in that spot with 1 Scorpio. You have 1 Scorpio, 1 Zeke, what would be the other thing that you would put in there? And I can't really, like, advocate 2 Zekes and 1 Scorpio, although it's not terrible, it's pretty weak to volley. So everything kind of has its own weakness, I guess. I don't mind the 2 Scorpios. It's not bad, they're good and tanky and stuff. I'm just wondering if something else could be better there. But I mean, it's not terrible, it shouldn't be one of your big problem areas that you're focusing on too much. Alright, so that's number 3. We'll end the video here. If you guys enjoy what I do, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of viewer castles, you can email me at frenzycastleruns. You can also post in the comment of a video or post in the comment of my castle. Give me your in-game name, summoner level, castle level, and that stuff is appreciated as well. You can also add me and create a challenge if you're really low level. But I would prefer that you email me as well, so that I know that you created a challenge, because I don't check my friends list every day. You know, I have like 125, 130 friends, because people are adding me every day just saying, hey, I like your videos and stuff like that. So, you know, definitely email me and let me know that you created a challenge, alright? So yeah, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.